India's third largest airline, GoFirst, filed for bankruptcy on Tuesday and grounded all flights, leaving almost 100,000 passengers stranded. The carrier now owes its creditors roughly $800 million. It blames its troubles primarily on problems with Pratt Whitney engines used in its aircraft, with GoFirst saying it was forced to ground too many flights. The U.S. engine maker has said the airline is exaggerating its role. GoFirst also struggled during the pandemic when strict rules limited air travel. Over to Charo Karthikeyan in Delhi. Charo, GoFirst wasn't exactly a small player with market share around 10% before the pandemic. What happened?
Well, Stephen, GoFirst, in the insolvency filings that it has filed with the tribunal, it has put the entire blame on faulty engines supplied by Pratt Whitney. Pratt Whitney being the American company that supplies engines to aircraft companies the world over. And what GoFirst has said is that its engines started developing snags way back in 2020. But since Pratt Whitney couldn't do anything about those faulty engines initially, so it was forced to ground its aircraft. And by December 2022, that's last December, GoFirst says that it was forced to ground at least 50% of its fleet. Now, that was a big loss. It resulted to several other problems cascading into it, the sort of a domino effect, which brought a lot of financial strain on the airlines. Stephen.
This was, in many respects, a surprising turn of events. What does it mean for GoFirst rivals in what is a very competitive market when it comes to aviation in India?
That's right, Stephen. It's a competitive market, and it's essentially, it looks like good news for GoFirst rivals. Two of GoFirst rivals, which are listed on the Indian Stock Exchange, SpiceJet and Indigo, their share prices went up yesterday. So it's already being seen as an indication that they're likely to benefit. There are a lot of slots that belong to GoFirst, and those slots will be up for grabs. These rivals will be very happy to gain those slots as well. And especially Indigo looks like in a very happy position, because there are also reports that lessors of GoFirst that had provided aircrafts on lease might also be contemplating providing some of those aircraft to Indigo now. So good news altogether for all GoFirst's rivals.
If this is such an attractive market, is there not perhaps value in an investor coming in and rescuing this airline?
Well, that could be possible, Stephen, but right now what the owners of GoFirst have said is that they're still very much committed to the airline, and they are not looking at an exit. The owners being Nusli Wadia Group, it's an old industrial house in India. It also owns companies in other areas like Britannia and like Bombay Dyeing. Its CEO, in fact, addressed the press yesterday and said that the company is very much committed to it, and said that even the central government does not want the airline to fail. So they're saying that we've moved insolvency proceedings to revive the airline and not to be able to sell it. However, in the same breath, the CEO also said that some individuals have already expressed interest in buying the airline. So as of now, it's not entirely clear as to what its future is going to be. The creditors are also worried. The exposure is about $800 million. So a lot of things need to be resolved before the future of GoFirst becomes clear, Stephen.
All right, that's Charo Karthikeyan in Delhi. Thank you.